I have no issue with transgenders.
So you say you have no problem with trans people, right? Right? If you have truly had no problem with trans people, then why is there a whole video of you bashing on trans athletes for no reason whatsoever? Kinda gives the opposite of your message in the beginning. Kinda like you're a hypocrite. So yeah, I don't really believe you at the beginning. Say, oh, I have no problem with trans people whatsoever. And then in the beginning, you say with such contempt and such vitriol, it kind of seems like you have a problem with trans people. Why do you? Like, they're not doing anything to you at all. They're just trying to live, man. They just want to be left alone, bro. Like, they don't want to be constantly picked on by every little, like, gopher that comes out of their little molehill, bro. Like, honestly, I don't believe you when you say, oh, I have no problem with trans people. I don't believe you. I really, honestly don't believe you. You're pretty much lying.
You have an issue with athletes who are transgender trying to participate.
Trans people have the same right to play sports as anyone else. For the past 9 years, explains Carroll, transgender athletes have been able to compete on teams at NCAA collegiates and universities, consistent with their gender identity like all other trans students, with no disruption to women collegiate sports. Excluding trans people from any space or activity is harmful, particularly for trans youth. A trans high school student, for example, may experience detrimental effects to their physical and emotional well-being when they are pushed out of affirming spaces and communities. As Lindsay Cox says, I just want to run. So yeah, having trans people actually compete with like teens that are like their gender they transition to actually helps them a lot better, to be honest. But if you try to push them like out of those spaces, it's gonna do detrimental things like to their mental health and stuff like that. Whereas if you have them like participate and like with the gender like they transition to, it's going to actively help their mental health be a lot better and actually affirms their gender and actually helps them be like a little more confident, and stuff like that. That's what it does.
Participate, going from a transition of a man to a woman and now playing with the women. And I will say that y'all can try and Dave Chappelle me all y'all want.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Clear on this. You could be a transgender, you could be the homie. But I'll be damned if a male at birth turns into a female and tries to compete against my daughters. She ain't out there. We out.
Over there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Don't make this a human rights issue. This is a biological issue.
Fact, trans athletes do not have an unfair advantage in sports. Women and girls who are trans face discrimination and violence that makes it difficult to even stay in school. According to the U.S. Trans Survey, 22% of trans women who were perceived as trans in school were harassed so badly they had to leave school because of it. Another 10% were kicked out of school. The idea that women and girls have an advantage because they are trans ignores the actual conditions of their lives. Trans athletes vary in athletic ability, just like cisgender athletes. One higher jumper could be taller, have longer legs than another, but the other could have perfect form, then do better, explains Andrea Yearwood, a student track athlete and ACLU client. One sprinter could have parents who spend so much money on personal training for their child, which in turn would cause that child to run faster, she adds. In Connecticut, where cisgender runners have tried to block Andrea from participating in the sport that she loves, the very same cis girls have claimed that trans athletes have an unfair advantage, have consistently performed as well or better than transgender competitors. A person's genetic makeup and internal reproductive anatomy are not useful indicators of athletic performance, according to Dr. Joshua D. Safer. For a trans woman athlete who meets NCAA standards, there is no inherent reason why her physiological characteristics related to athletic performance should be treated differently from the psychological characteristics of a non-transgender woman. And that's all I need to say.
I am a man. And then I'm like, why can't the dudes who transition to women actually empower women and compete against the men?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think my brain just committed suicide. I can feel it bleeding.
Since you so damn bad, you know what I'm saying? Like if I were me, Marcellus, and then tomorrow I'm Martha, I change up my gender, I'm now a woman. You know what I would try to do? compete against the dude.
I'm pretty sure at this point you're just rambling for the sake of rambling. You're not trying to make an actual coherent argument or point. So I'm done. The rest of the video, he just talks about like some track record and say, oh, it's not fair or something like that. That's basically all he talks about for the rest of the video. So if you want to check out the full video, it will be in the link in the description below. The article that I use in this video will be the link in the description below as well. And like all the videos I use for like funny like references will be in the link in the description below as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to check out more of my BTCs, I will leave a playlist right there for you, like in the corner, right next to this little I. Thank you so much, and see you later.